Hello, welcome to our today's maths lesson. We are going to look at directed numbers. My name is Ronald Awaho. Remember to subscribe to our channel, Mr. Academia, to enjoy all our lessons. Like our lessons, share, and also comment. Uh, After today, you should be able to add and subtract directed numbers. You should also divide and multiply directed numbers. If you have to look at what directed numbers are, uh, directed numbers or a directed number is one that has a positive or a negative sign attached to it. So the positive sign is written like this and the negative sign is written like this. So the positive and the negative signs, they show the direction on a number line. So this sign, as if I have to repeat this sign here, it means the positive direction or to the right, and this sign means the negative direction or to the left. So this arrow here, it shows us that the positive 5 means we move to the right, and then the negative 5 means we move to the left. So we read the signs or we read the numbers as positive and negative numbers. For example, this number here is read as positive 5 and this one here is read as negative 5. If you look at the number line or how we present these numbers on the number line. So on the number line, 0 is always the starting point of the number line, and 0 is neither positive nor negative. So we can't say 0 is positive or 0 is negative. 0 is neutral. Then on the right hand side, we have positive integers. So meaning that this is positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4. And on the left of 0, we always have negative integers. So this is negative 1, this is negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So that is how we move about with the number line. So when representing numbers on the number line, we always represent them or we read them or starting from 0 on a number line. So for example, if you are representing negative 5 or on a number line, we start from 0 and then we move 5 steps to the left, and then we come to a number negative 5, which is 5 steps to the left. So from here, that is 1 step, 2 steps, 3, 4, 5 to the left. If it is positive 5, it means we move 5 to the right. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it is positive 3, it means 3 to the right. So that's why we end up stopping here for positive 3 and also going the other side for negative 5. So these are the rules when we are adding or when we are performing various operations on integers. So when adding, if we have a positive and we add it to a positive, we get a positive. If we are adding a negative to a negative, we get a negative. So for a positive to a negative, it depends on which one is bigger. So if the positive is bigger than the negative and we are adding them, we end up getting a positive. Then if the negative is bigger than the positive and we are adding, we end up getting a negative. So the subtraction are the opposite of the addition. So you just play around with these ones here. So for multiplication and division, if we multiply a positive with a positive, we end up getting a positive. If we multiply a negative with a negative, we get a positive. If we multiply a positive with a negative, we get a negative with a positive, we get a negative. The same applies to division. Dividing a positive with a positive, we get a positive. A negative with a negative, we get a positive. A positive with a negative, we get a negative. A negative with a positive, still we get a negative when we perform that calculation. So these are some of examples where we use the rules. For example, positive 2 multiplied with positive 3 gives positive 6 here. Positive 2 multiplied with negative 3 gives negative. So this is a negative times a positive, we get a negative times a negative, we get a positive. So to summarize that, the multiplication and division, if the sign is the same, the answer is always positive. So if the sign is different, it means the answer will always be negative. So the division is almost similar, or it is similar to the multiplication rule. So you can see also if the same sign is used, then the answer is positive. When the sign is different, the answer is negative. Uh, uh, Directed numbers, some of the examples to where we are guided on what to do. For example, if we have a number like this one here, or we have a positive 3 minus a positive 7. So we are dealing with a negative and a positive. So this gives a negative as the final sign in the middle. If we have a negative and a negative, the sign here changes to a positive. A negative and a positive, the sign here in the middle changes to a negative and a negative, the sign changes to a positive. So basically that is how the signs vary whenever we are dealing with such directed numbers. So there are these questions here. You can try them out and see what you get from here and also what you get from here. Otherwise, these numbers are very easy to deal with. You just play around with the signs. I'm sure you'll enjoy directed numbers, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing directed numbers.